It can be very difficult to dust yourself off and get back up. Get comfortable with falling, but uncomfortable with staying on the ground after you've fallen. You will fail a lot of times in life. Picture this. You're an international student who's a sophomore in aerospace engineering, about 7,300 miles from home. You're walking into your second ever industrial roundtable, and you're met with nothing but a sea of no's. This failure really broke me open because I didn't expect to not get a single yes. So I called my parents, and they had been expecting me to sound excited and say, "Hey, I'm so excited. I landed a position at this insert company name." They were surprised to hear me just break down into tears and apologize because it felt like they had spent all of their time, money, energy, and resources in sending me to one of my dream schools, and I had no results to produce by the end of it. And as I walked over to Memorial Mall, I saw that Delta Airlines had a booth open. And I asked myself, what's an airline doing at a career fair? Are they looking for pilots, flight attendants? How do you even intern as a cabin crew? I was really confused. And then when I went closer, I saw a giant banner that said, aerospace engineering students wanted, mechanical engineering students wanted. And I asked myself, what could a commercial airline possibly want with an engineering student as an intern, or in Delta's case, a co-op? So I stood in line and I spoke to a recruiter. In a couple weeks, I found myself nailing that interview. And in just a few months, I found myself starting my first semester at Delta Airlines as an aircraft structural support co-op. One thing I learned from that experience is that your timeline and the timeline of the people around you does not have to match. It does not have to coincide. You can start at the exact same starting line, but everybody has a different journey to the finish line. I had about 83 rejections this past semester. And of the 83 rejections, about 27 of those rejections I received in the span of a single week. This can be very soul-crushing. And it definitely affected me because there were a lot of things that I was really hoping work out, and it just failed to materialize. I would tell my younger self that it gets better. She thought, she was more than happy to take whatever opportunity that came in front of her. So, Delta was quite literally a miracle. And after that when she landed that three semester co-op, she thought that was it. This is going to be maybe the only experience I have on my resume. What she didn't know is that she would go on to become a Brooke Owens Fellow. The fellowship is is a nationally acclaimed fellowship in the aerospace industry, and she would go on to do a summer internship for SES Satellites in Washington, D.C. that subsequent summer. And she would be, she's on track to graduating with more experience than the average engineering student. I would tell her it gets better.